On October 23rd, foreign trade entrepreneur Da Ye said in a video, "At the 138th Canton Fair, Phase 2, you can clearly see there are fewer people. Just look at the restaurants, they're all empty." On October 19, an exhibitor also shared in a video,
现在是下午3点多。
It's just past 3 p.m. now. You can see this tour exhibition in Hall B is almost empty. There's hardly anyone here.
The foreigners even go up to the podium to act like they're doing something. There's nothing there. They just let their friends record videos. They go up, put on a show, waving their hands, trying to look like they're busy. Then another person goes up to do the same, one after the other. Some online users commented that Guangzhou is the largest African immigrant base, and that hiring them to act as foreign buyers is quite cheap. Some salespeople said, "This year the Canton Fair has the fewest people. I hardly saw any foreigners all day." Videos from the 138th Canton Fair show empty booths with unsold products, and exhibitors idly sitting in corners, scrolling through their phones. There are no buyers, no negotiations, and the whole fair is quiet.
这是138届广交会第4天上午9点左右。
This is the fourth day of the first phase of the 138th Canton Fair. Around 9 a.m., there weren't many people around. By 11 a.m., the crowd was decent, but by 1 p.m., there was noticeably fewer people. How's the turnout been for you this year? An exhibitor said in a video,
回顾一下广交会第1天，天气很冷。
Looking back at the first day of Phase 2 of Canton Fair, the weather was cold, but the guest enthusiasm didn't drop. Today, we had a lot of visitors from the Belt and Road countries as well as from Africa and some from South America. I heard there's a business delegation from South America this time, but the number of American guests is still quite low.
As for how the Canton Fair has been, a salesperson said in the video she posted,
Today is the third day of the Canton Fair. There's been a lot of talk online saying that the results of this year's fair aren't as good. From what I've observed over the past few years, it's not much different from the last one. This is the most strict Canton Fair in history, so on the upside, there are fewer casual visitors, which means the buyers are more targeted. But still, there are more visitors from the Middle East and Belt and Road countries.
On October 21st, foreign trade vlogger Zhonglan Chuhai shared this.
这2天去看了一下广交会啊。
I went to check out the Canton Fair the past couple of days. I can definitely feel that there are fewer people compared to earlier this year. When we went in the spring, you could already tell the crowd was thinning out. From the videos, it might seem like there are still a decent number of people, but trust me, you haven't seen what the Canton Fair used to be like. At its peak, it was so packed you could barely move. This year, you can really feel that there are fewer European and American clients, but a lot more from the Belt and Road countries. The problem is that the clients from these countries aren't placing large orders. At the Canton Fair, many customers attended but won't place orders. A salesperson posted a funny video where he said 3 people came twice, didn't buy a freezer, but showed off a box of dates. Under the video, a commenter shared, "A few people from Portugal sat down, flipping through catalogs, and casually ate almost a whole tube of Meiji chocolates I bought. When they left, they even took some cookies with them. A client came to our company, we treated him to drinks, karaoke, and even had him stay in Shanghai for the night. The cost was over 10,000 yuan. But he left without placing an order. From now on, if someone comes and doesn't place an order, no meals or accommodations are provided." During the same period as the Canton Fair, there were many other exhibitions like the Hong Kong Electronics Fair, Global Sources Electronics Fair, and Hong Kong Gifts and Premium Fair. Many domestic exhibitors had to choose multiple exhibitions because they couldn't handle the workload.
第4天的香港展会
On the fourth day of the Hong Kong exhibition, it was empty. Today felt more like a reunion, just a bunch of people chatting and bragging. I looked around the main aisle. Was there anyone there? It seemed like just staff from the exhibition hall.
On the first day of the Hong Kong Global Sources Fair, a video posted online showed the venue was practically empty, with very few people around. It was far from the lively exhibition people expected.
就这样的展会还敢收5-6万一个摊位。
They're still charging 50,000 to 60,000 yuan for a booth at this kind of exhibition. Look around. Are there even any people? It's already past noon, and there's no one here. The reality is that the security guards outnumber the visitors. I don't know what's going on, but paying 50,000 to 60,000 yuan for a booth at this Maggie Show Gifts Expo in Hong Kong is just not worth it. In the past, we actually got a few clients here, placing some orders, but these past 2 years, I don't know if it's because of the organizers or the overall market conditions, but the situation has gotten worse to the point where it's just unbearable. Sometimes buyers say they don't see enough new product development, and that's part of the problem. But honestly, if there's no foot traffic, it doesn't matter how many new products you have. We've walked through the whole exhibition hall, and there are no manufacturers of rational molding products. For the lighting exhibition, maybe the fall lighting fair will be much better, but I really don't expect much. With the Canton Fair Phase 2 so close, many foreigners just don't have the purchasing power anymore. The average price of rational molding products is high, and now people are buying cheaper goods, like the $1 to $3 US items. And even those priced around $5, $6, $7, or $8 US dollars are incredibly hard to sell. It's just really tough. One exhibitor noted that 60,000 yuan exhibition fee isn't small. We were hoping for corresponding returns, but reality slapped us in the face. The exhibition rent in Hong Kong is high, and unlike in mainland cities, there's no rent reduction or promotional subsidies, making the burden heavier for exhibitors who keep complaining.
全世界上差埋2回，是咩嘢好咧？
Where did everyone go at the Hong Kong Gifts Expo? There's not a single person around. An exhibitor posted a video with the caption, "There are more exhibitors than visitors. The crowd is getting smaller every day, and it's really disappointing." Shenzhen Jia Intelligent participated in the Global Sources exhibition Hong Kong. The team leader, Brother Hu, said,
兄弟们，撤场了，又是我们最后一家。
"Guys, we've packed up and left the booth. We were the last ones to go. How did it go? A bit disappointing, honestly. A few years ago, this place was packed during the Global Sources Fair. But this year, I'm not feeling the same energy. After some reflection, it's clear the foot traffic is just too low."
今天在香港电子展跟很多的参展商聊天。
At the Hong Kong Electronics Fair today, I've been chatting with a lot of exhibitors, and the feedback is all the same. Since the US-China trade war started, the number of American buyers at this event has been dropping year by year. I don't know if other exhibitors have had the same experience or feelings, but feel free to share in the comments. Among the exhibitors at the Hong Kong exhibition, a large proportion came from mainland China. The October exhibitions in Hong Kong mainly focused on electronics, technology, and art. The Hong Kong Autumn Electronics Fair, hosted by the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, was held from October 13th to 16th at the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. It attracted over 3,200 exhibitors from 20 countries and regions, focusing on artificial intelligence, the aging economy, digital entertainment, and cutting-edge electronic components. At the same time, there were international electronics components and manufacturing technology exhibitions, covering automotive electronics, commercial electronics, and other categories. The mega show in Hong Kong in October 2025 was held at the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. It was organized by Kongya Limited. It had 8 main exhibition areas, including gifts, home goods, and toys, and aimed to create a one-stop Asian sourcing platform. Global Sources Hong Kong Trade Show Phase 1, October 11 to 14th, focused on exploring future technologies and enjoying leisure entertainment. It showcased products in audio-visual equipment, esports peripherals, and immersive audio-visual systems, and hosted an esports-themed forum. Most foreign trade companies in China are factories, not brands. For factories, overseas OEM orders are the primary goal for participating in exhibitions. Hong Kong exhibitions have become a gateway for many Chinese companies to go global. Compared to going abroad for exhibitions, attending in Hong Kong is more cost-effective and convenient. However, in recent years, the results of these exhibitions have been underwhelming. Foreign trade boss Mr. Tan said,
10月份展会特别多啊，我们刚刚参加完
There are so many exhibitions in October. We just finished phase 1 of the Canton Fair, and now phase 2 is going on. We're also at the Hong Kong Mega Show, and there are a bunch of well-known events, like the Global Sources Electronics Fair and the Shenzhen Gifts Expo. Plus, there's the Guangzhou Lighting Expo happening right now. It's clear from social media, everyone's complaining about the poor results. Of course, we're not doing great either. We don't need to fool anyone. We're not seeing good results. It's not just this October's exhibition. For the last 2 or 3 years, the results have been really disappointing. Like Mr. Tan, many Chinese exhibitors are shaking their heads in frustration. They've invested a lot of time and money, but the results are disappointing, which really hurts morale. People can't help but wonder, what's causing this? Is it the escalation of the China-US trade war that's making many European and American clients hesitant? Or is it a problem with the Hong Kong Trade Development Council strategy? Lack of effective promotion and poor event planning that failed to attract enough people? The decline in attendance at Hong Kong exhibitions has multiple causes, including the impact of the trade war, geopolitical changes affecting international exhibitions' willingness to attend, and increasing competition from exhibitions in mainland China and other parts of Asia. Additionally, the shift in exhibition models post-pandemic and the high cost of living in Hong Kong have also influenced the decisions of exhibitors and buyers. The reason for the decline in exhibition results in recent years is straightforward. China's economy continues to slow, consumption and investment remain low, and foreign trade exports are struggling to push forward. Everyone is rushing into this sector, making the competition intense. On October 22nd, Tianlong Zhongwei's lighting boss said in a video on the platform Douyin,
今年广交会创了历史新低。
This year's Canton Fair hit a historic low, and I'm sure you've heard about it. I've long lost faith in domestic exhibitions. Over the past 3 years at the Hong Kong show, the data shows that every year the number of visitors has decreased. The competition has gotten tougher, and with more and more competitors, including those who've never done exports before, now exhibiting in domestic areas, the price wars are out of control, and there are no big clients or big orders. To succeed in foreign trade now, you have to go to smaller countries or places to promote your products. That's the only way to give your products a chance to go global. Foreign trade vlogger Da Sheng believes that there are too many domestic exhibitors, and manufacturers without competitiveness are wasting their time at these exhibitions.
都说了不要再去参加广交会了。
Everyone keeps saying, don't go to the Canton Fair anymore, but no one listens. It really feels like a waste of money. If you're just starting in foreign trade, whether you're a trading company or a factory, going to the Canton Fair now feels like jumping into a fire. Why do I say this? Because the fair is way too competitive now. Think about it. How many of your competitors are exhibiting in the same hall? Your booth is just a few square meters, and it's not in a prime location. So how can you compete with them? Now, when foreigners walk around the fair, once they know what they need, they'll visit each booth one by one. This means that when they see your products, they'll also see your competitors' products, and they'll compare them. Who has better value for the price? Who has the more professional booth? If your booth lacks a competitive edge and your product doesn't stand out, what's the point of customers to attend this exhibition? Many newcomers don't do their homework or research before attending. They think the Canton Fair is a must for every foreign trade person. But then they end up spending tens of thousands of yuan, maybe even over 100,000, and leave without a single order. All they get is a few foreign contacts on WhatsApp, but when they reach out, they don't get a reply. That's the reality for most of them. An exhibitor posted on social media, "Overall, the Canton Fair and other exhibitions are just like this now. We haven't seen any US buyers at our booth, just a few Europeans. The rest are from CIS countries, Belt and Road countries, India, and the Middle East. So I'll say it again. If you're considering buying a booth at the Canton Fair, especially a second-hand booth costing 70,000 to 110,000 yuan, you might want to think twice." As President Trump threatened 100% tariffs on Chinese goods and the US-China trade war heated up, the 138th Canton Fair opened in Guangzhou on October 15th. The 3-week event is seen as a barometer of China's massive export sector. According to Securities Times, this year's Canton Fair has 74,600 booths, with more than 32,000 companies exhibiting. Over 240,000 buyers had pre-registered for the event. However, with the threat of triple-digit tariffs hanging over the fair, South China Morning Post reported that both exhibitors and buyers were filled with anxiety. Many Chinese exporters are turning away from the US market and are now facing shrinking profit margins and increased credit risks. Zhejiang-based lighting exporter Huang Luyi said that despite sending numerous invitations to US and European clients, many American buyers said they would not attend. He admitted that US orders have shifted to Southeast Asia, and his company is now under pressure to not lose the European market. Zhejiang appliance exporter Mr. Wu added, "Buyers may come to check out new products, but the order volume will definitely decrease. No one is willing to take risks before November." A foreign trade professional in Shenzhen said that the Canton Fair this year has become incredibly competitive, with prices driven down by fierce competition and fewer customers. To secure limited orders, companies are being forced into a price war, which is drastically reducing their profit margins. A Guangzhou-based beach motorcycle manufacturer said that while there were people at the fair, whether any deals would be made remained uncertain. They observed there are very few European or US companies, indicating that traditional high-value clients are becoming scarce or are more cautious in their purchasing decisions. Trade industry professional Miss Liu, who runs trade companies in Nanjing and Shanghai, explained that she receives orders and then passes them along to suppliers. She attends the Canton Fair every year. This time, many exhibitors in her hall were from Europe, Russia, and the Belt and Road countries, with very few American clients. The US customer base was always limited, and large companies likely shifted to Southeast Asia 2 to 3 years ago. Miss Liu believes that 100% tariff increase will have a significant impact on large traders. The Chinese economy isn't doing well. Foreign trade is struggling, and domestic trade isn't any better. It's self-inflicted competition with no way out. She revealed that suppliers are being forced to use lower quality materials to reduce costs as they try to cope with the ongoing price pressure from consumers downgrading their spending. Consumers are cutting back because they can't afford things, so they're pushing for lower prices. The rise of e-commerce, along with malicious competition and price transparency, has made the domestic market even more competitive.